Hi, Craig Urquhart here, and welcome to another edition of Berlin Conversations. Today we're doing something a little different as we're visiting my friend Sebastien Gorius.
Bonjour.
Merci. Who is a well-renowned gastronome in Berlin, who is opening up his second shop, Augusta am Savigny-Platz, here in Berlin, and I'm very grateful that he is opening the shop because I won't have to walk very far to go to it. And so welcome, Sebastien, and congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Yes. So why are you opening this new shop?
Because I want to come closer to you.
Well, I'm very grateful you are. Yes.
So we have one, like you say, one restaurant and a shop in Schöneberg
and
already.
what the name of that?
La Cantine d'Augusta.
Yeah.
And it's a good success.
I think you're being modest.
Oh, it's a success.
It's a big success, yes.
And we have a lot of people who ask us to open a second shop. It was a long way to think where we should do it. A lot of people are asking us to do it in Charlottenburg. I live also in Charlottenburg.
Mm-hmm. We're neighbors.
Yeah, we're neighbors. It took me 7 minutes walking from here. And we are lucky that we found this place. So yeah, it came like this. You know.
And your focus in this shop is mostly wine and cheese.
Wine and cheese, yes. We have, so actually we will have 80 sort of cheese, and we will go to 300, probably to 400 position of wine. So, yeah, majority of France, but we are thinking probably to open so for the cheese we already have some other cheese from other country, but for the wine as well we are thinking about this.
Yeah, but you have such a selection of wine,
yeah.
And the thing I like about your selection is that you have wines that are under 10 euros, and you have wines that are over 100 euros.
Yeah. And good wine under 10 euro, because sometimes they are not really good, or you can have headache, but not with us.
Well, you know, I rely on you for your wine. Yeah. So how did you get into your love of wine and cheese?
So Augusta is my grandmother.
Okay.
She was not a wine drinker, to be honest. But she bring me this the taste of quality of food, because she's come from a small village in Savoie, so in French Alps, called Chamousset, and where was a lot of farmers. And when I went to her place, it was always a pleasure to eat like very nice product, very good cheese also. And the wine, it came to me a bit later when I had probably 24, 25. And I find really interesting the wine because you can have the same bottle, but from different jahrgang.
Areas?
From years, so changing.
Oh, different years.
Yeah,
okay.
And it's sometimes completely different. Sometimes to something really good to something not so good, but sometimes they're completely different. And this is why I like the wine. I like the wine also because for me, wine is something that we share. It's something that you share with someone that you like. And this is what I like to do: sharing with the other, sharing with friends.
Well,
cheers.
And how do you said you have 300 types of wine?
300 to 400, yeah.
So how do you choose your wines?
When I like them.
So you...
That means I test them. Well, after, it's like 15 years, then I will be in the wine industry. 10 years in Berlin, and I met a lot of people, and I taste the wine. So we had on the whole job we had a very hard part is at wine tasting. So we are invited. We had last Thursday we had a wine tasting from the Alsace, from Domaine Hügel, and it's like my feeling. But not only, sometimes you can find bottle here that I don't like it, but we sell it because people like it. But yeah, it's like a question of tasting. We went to a big wine fair February 2024 in Paris. Was really amazing. So it's to tasting.
But you also visit the vineyards yourself.
I visit the vineyard,
yeah,
of course.
Of course, yeah.
Not enough. I would love to do that all the
Full
time. Full time. That would be nice. But yeah, definitely. We visit a lot of vineyard. Also when we are in holidays with my daughters and wife. So.
Well, that's a nice way to spend a holiday.
I find too.
And your cheese. I mean, you have a very large selection of cheese. Yeah. And how do you go about choosing those?
I know. For the cheese, it's I learned cheese with a man called Bernard Muraveau in Grenoble. Is best cheesemonger in 2007 in France, but also in the world. So the same year he had 2 awards. Meilleur ouvrier de France. So this is the people when you can see in front with the, how do you call this in English?
The collar?
But this part of the shirt.
This, I call it the collar.
Collar.
Yeah.
Collar with bleu, blanc, rouge, so the 3 colors of the French flag. And these people are the meilleur ouvrier de France. Could be in cheese, could be in wine, could be with flowers also, could be different level. It's to make something nice for the artisan. So I learned with him, and then I visit also a lot of places. I visit a lot of farmer, tasting as well again. There is some cheese that I like, for example, but for the transport it's too complicated. We can't have it here. We had new cheese since 8 months. It took me 5 years to have it in Berlin because the problem with the farmers, they are very good to produce, but they're very bad to sell the product. They are very bad. I mean, like this cheese, like for example, they are neighbors of my parents. I went there, I don't know, 10 times, asking for the price list, and they never came. And I find a company in Rungis in France where they make a group of cheese maker, and then they sell it all over the world. So, and I was very surprised to see these farmers in this group. So I was very happy. Then it's a question also of sometimes you read article, you want to try something, you ask your suppliers. Oh, we have fairs as well. The cheese fair was last year in September 2023, very interesting. And it's a question of tasting as well, and say this is work, this can work, this can't work in Berlin. Yeah.
Do you find Berliners have a very specific taste in cheese, or is it as eclectic as your selection?
I would say eclectic, no. But most of the people are more focused on what we say in German, like Bergkäse or the Artkäse, so the art cheese, the Comté, stuff like this. Goat cheese and cheap cheese is not like a culture of cheese in Germany, so it's a bit more complicated, but I really feel that more and more we have clients and they are very looking for something new. Like I like, the question we have very often is, what do you recommend? And this is always very, very interesting for me to say, oh, I test this is nice, and to give them a small piece to try, and
That's always fun to come here and try things. And but did you begin as a gastronome?
Wow.
Or your education?
No. My education was marketing and sales, and then I was not the best at school, to be honest. I felt sometimes boring, and I want to be in a company. I start to sell product with the company Pernod Ricard. So it's the second brand of alcohol in the world. I worked for them 3 years. And then I completely changed because I moved to a company called Lactalis. So Lactalis, they sell cheese, but in supermarket, not the good quality. It was interesting. And then I moved to real estate agent and a bank. So I worked I was a real estate agent for 4 years and a banker for 3 years before I opened my first restaurant in 2008. 8. Yeah.
And where was that?
In Grenoble, so
Grenoble,
where I come
okay.
from. The
I
name
can't
was
see
different.
you as a banker.
Yeah.
I can't see you.
No, it was terrible. I was terrible because you need to organize a lot of paper, and so we were. It was a bank that was specialized only on the loan for real estate. So only this we did.
So you go from real estate, and then you open your first shop in Grenoble.
Yeah,
and
there was a restaurant.
A restaurant.
Yeah,
okay.
it was a restaurant, and it was a great success also. For 3 years. But I knew when we start, because I had 2 partners. When we start, 1 year before the first meeting, I say to them, I have to be honest with you. In 3 years, I will sell my share, and I will do something else. And after 3 years, I sell my shares, and then I want to move from France. So my first idea was to go in Canada or in Australia, not Austria, Australia. But my English was very bad. I hope today it's a bit better.
I think that's fine.
So I went to London for a year, and it was really interesting. I was very close to say, let's doing something here. By chance I didn't, because not with a Brexit, it would be terrible to import the cheese. And I mean, like, you can still, but I don't think so. This country is a good position, actually.
So what brought you to Berlin?
A friend.
Okay.
Not a girlfriend, a friend. So a friend, like, he was in London, he sold, and I was on the way to make a project in London, and he said, no, you have to come in Berlin. Berlin is nice, it's colorful, people are, was 11 years ago, or 12 years ago, people are very welcome, the birds might kiss to you in the morning. It really say that.
Well, they do. They start really early.
Yeah, they start early. That's true. And then I came here. If I remember correctly, it was in 2012, September 2012, so 12 years ago, for a weekend. And like I say, I like the atmosphere of the city. We went to the Mauer Park. We went to, at this time I used to do parties, so we went to sort of clubs and stuff like this. And I really like the atmosphere of, let's say, of freedom in Berlin. But I didn't feel that the city, it's a beautiful city. I mean, like, compared to Vienna, or to Paris or Rome or London, is not the most beautiful city, in my opinion.
It isn't. I mean, there wasn't much left after World War II. Yeah, so.
But it's still, when you are looking really deep in the city, there is some very beautiful park. Yeah. And there is a lot of park as well. It's a green city. It's huge. I'm always impressed to discover some new part of Berlin all the times. When I'm driving with my wife, I'm still asking, are we still in Berlin? And she said, yeah, okay.
We went to some friends last week who just moved in Berlin. It was like 40 minutes away by car. I mean, it's just on the edge of the world over there.
Yeah.
It's amazing how big it is and how varied it is.
Yeah.
And how did you end up in Schöneberg for the first shop?
It was, I would say, a coincidence. So in 2030, I did my market research. So that means I walk like in a lot of districts in Berlin. Like, I remember one day I walked from the ICC Berlin to Frankfurter Tor.
Yeah?
Yeah. So
oh my God, that's...
In Friedrichshain?
Yeah, that's...
Yeah, I did everything by walking.
And you did that in one day?
In one day. And it was not like straight. I was like looking in the street like this. It was a long, long walk, but I want to have the feeling where Schöneberg was very nice, was on my list. Like my friend used to live in Friedrichshain, my idea was also Friedrichshain, so I was there. We had one shop, but it was some trouble with humidity in the cellar, so at the end we say no. I was a little bit disappointed and not sure if I will find something easily. And he came by Scott, the website. And one day I went to the street and I say, I like the street. I like the street where I'm in Schöneberg because Langenscheidstraße, and then you have Krellestraße. And these two streets remember me a little bit of Paris. They are beautiful. And Langenscheidstraße go up to a hill. So it's not. It's one of the rare streets in Berlin who is going up.
Yes, I know. A friend of mine lives at the top of that hill, so I have to ride my bike up that hill.
True.
Yeah. So that's great, and yeah, I know what you mean by that neighborhood. And you were fortunate because that neighborhood's really changed a lot in the past 12 years.
Yeah.
A lot more, the new apartment buildings, and
I see a lot of people moving. So yeah, I don't know how we can say if it's better or not better, but it's a nice area.
Yeah,
I like the neighborhoods, and it's a lot of people who live there since a while. Like really a lot of. I feel like it's a lot of real Berliner people who live there as well.
That's why I like Charlottenburg also, because that's one of the reasons why I like living here, is because I feel like they're real Berliners, because this was West Berlin, and so they stayed here.
And we, for example, we open like since 2 days, or 2 days ago, we do a soft opening. The real opening will be the 20th of September.
Yes, unfortunately, I will not be here.
We will do another party. And it was already a lot of people from the street, and you can feel that these people live there since a while. So,
Wonderful, yeah. So will you be off? You place over in Schöneberg. You have dinners and brunches and that kind of. Will you be doing something similar here?
Here it will be more focused on the sales to take away. So it will be more a wine shop and a cheese shop with a lot of delicatessen from France. But we plan also in the future to doing some lunch. Aperitif, that means, let's say, afterwards, a glass of wine, cheese plate, but we will closing at 8 p.m. That is definitely. And outside we ask for a terrace. We will see if we have the possibility to do it or not. We'll wait for the administration. And inside we plan probably on this beautiful table, probably to have 10 to 12 seats and some other spot, but it will be not so much inside. It will be more focused on the sales to take away.
Good. Aperitif will be nice, though.
Yeah.
That's almost Italian.
Aperitif, it's French.
But
aperitivo is Italian.
Yeah, so that's great. So, we rather met by accident, and I'm very glad we did meet by accident, and that was a really special day for me. And for me too. I didn't know. We met. We had friends in common, Bruno and Annette, and they asked me for a catering because we are doing also catering. I really remember this day also because I remember the music was so wonderful. Like it was amazing. I remember, and then I stopped. I make a video, I remember, and I showed that to my wife after, because it was so beautiful. It was the launch of... It was a friend. It was a recital that I was giving for our friends, and because they were big supporters of an album that I had just done, and it was out of my friend's studio out in Steglitz, and you were catering, and you were and I caught you listening to my rehearsal, and it was great.
It was really nice.
Yeah.
So. I really love your music. Yeah. You know that. This is a beautiful music.
Well, thank you.
I had the chance to be at a part of some concerts, and they're always a big pleasure.
But I think this is it is a wonderful way to meet people through wine, cheese, and music.
Exactly.
Yeah. So, and that's how we met. And
if we can have here beautiful piano, will be nice, but the place is
not set up for that. Yeah, but and then I got to know your beautiful wife and your daughter, and one on the way.
Another one on the way. The second one is on the way. She'll be coming soon.
Soon, yeah.
Yeah, and
it's all very exciting, and I'm very excited to have you here in this neighborhood with this shop, and I know the neighbors will.
It's a lot of work, also with a new baby, but it's an interesting project, and we are very happy also to welcome people in this place and to bring them a part of France. I mean, like, it's always interesting.
And isn't it wonderful to be able to do something that you're passionate about?
Sorry?
Isn't it wonderful to be able to do something that you are passionate about as compared to being a banker?
Yeah. This is the most beautiful. It's what I say. I always think that a lot of people would love to do my job, like, because I had this chance. I think, like you, we work with our passion, and this is amazing. We have a big chance. It's a big chance, yeah.
Yeah, it's a wonderful thing.
Yeah.
So I really appreciate you taking the time, showing us the shop. I'm going to take some footage if you don't mind walking around. And thank you so much.
You're welcome.
All the best for a great success.
To see you very soon.
To your success.
Thank you.
Thank you. That's really good.
It's good, huh?
Yeah. So thank you for tuning in to Berlin Conversations, and I look forward to welcome you to another one in the near future. All the best and have a great day, and thanks again, Sebastien.
You're welcome.